Quote of the day, December 23rd, 2025.
We hear a lot about instinct, intuition, listening to our gut, how it will almost never steer you wrong. 9 times out of 10, that little voice in your head is right. But what about the 1 time out of 10? How do we know when it's wrong? Today, I want to talk about counsel. What's going on, everybody? How y'all doing? Welcome back to Endure, Believe, Rise. I hope this message reaches you in good energy. I hope you and your loved ones are in good health. Quote of the day: success is a team sport. If you don't have at least 5 people in your inner circle, it's a sign that you are closed off from the world. This will limit your success as much as associating with the wrong people. Billy Alsbrooks. Song of the day: Quiver by Leo Brennenberg and Zach Robinson. Now, I feel like I have not, for sure, and maybe society and culture has not as well, done a good job of explaining, emphasizing, directing that we should concentrate on hanging around with the right people, having close confidants. We hear it all the time: birds of a feather flock together, avoid being sucked into the wrong groups or crowds, how the peer pressure can be a devastating thing and can lead you to do the wrong stuff. But we don't emphasize it enough, at least I know I don't, on making sure we're around the right people to help us cultivate the right mindset, to make the right decisions, to be a good soundboard, to be able to say, that's not a good idea, or I think you're taking it a bit too personal, or even for me, you might be riding the crazy train, right? You might be going a bit out of control. To keep us from, if I'm using common vernacular with the young folks, crashing out, right? We don't want to crash out. We don't want to go to the extreme. We don't want to do something that's regrettable. And how do we do that? We have an instinct. We have a gut feeling. We have intuition where we feel like we've been jaded, slighted, where we feel like we've been disrespected, where we feel like someone is coming at our character, where we feel like we might need to do something to defend someone or ourselves. Well, what happens when we're wrong? How do we know when we're wrong? A lot of times, this is where the inner circle comes into play. Billy Alsbrook preaches that you should have 5, and I'm blessed, so fortunate to have more than that, have 10, maybe 15. Sat down and I was counting them out, and I was just like, wow, I have so many close confidants. And in this time, I want to go ahead and give flowers to one person in particular. I'm not going to mention her name because I know she doesn't want me to mention her name. But anytime I call her, text her, ask her to come by for a conversation, she's willing to hear me out and unbiasedly and without prejudice tell me exactly how I'm sounding, how I'm coming off. There's a lot of times recently, and when I mean recently, today was a day, 2 days ago was a day, and I had like 3 days last week where I'm being perceived different than I am hoping to present myself. I'm being seen as hostile. Now, this comes with the territory as a motivational speaker, as an inspirational teacher, and especially as a Christian. There are going to be times where people are going to take offense to what you say. You have to be ready for that, willing to accept it. However, there also shouldn't be every time you open your mouth, every time you're somewhere, somebody is seeing you as offensive. There shouldn't be no crowd, no group, no packed people that you can't speak to without upsetting. That's a sign that maybe something needs to change, right? Getting along with everyone should feel like a setup, but getting offending everyone should feel like you're doing something wrong, right? And Uh, recently, I mean, not even recently, I have a great group of people around me, right, that can do that. And I just wanted to emphasize to make sure that you are surrounding yourself with those people too. It's not enough to just say, I'm going to stay away from this mindset. I'm going to stay away from this negative. I'm going to stay from this drama. You also have to cultivate a good mindset, a positive mindset, and have that inner circle. Because if you don't, what's going to end up happening is you're going to be alone on an island, right? And you're going to be closed off from the world. And that means that you're leaning on your own understanding. Oh, and we know that that is incorrect. We know that the Bible teaches us away from that, right? Our teachings say that we should not, we don't have all the answers. We never will have all the answers, right? No matter what ideology you look at, no matter what system you look at, one person is not going to be able to fathom the entire scenario on their own, right? They need to have that counsel around them that can say, hey, this is wrong. Hey, this is right. Hey, you're doing good. And it's paramount to make sure you don't make mistakes, but it's also paramount for making sure you don't quit when people are against you, right? Because just because a lot of people don't like what you're doing doesn't mean that you're doing something wrong. Sometimes that means that you're creating change, that you're correcting, that you're creating order. And I can go back and forth on both of them, right? So that's why you need that counsel of at least five people to be able to say, hey, am I tripping? Hey, should I keep going? Hey, do you feel that they feel? And I'm just, again, so blessed, so tremendously, overwhelmed to have so many people in my life that I can go to and say that, right? Well, I need you to understand that having a group of people, it's not enough to just stay, that I'm gonna stay away from a negative mindset. I'm gonna stay away from a negative group. You also have to have at least five people in your life who you can go to and can help you cultivate that mindset. Do the work, do the research. I know it can be painful to vet these people. I know it can be heartbreaking when you realize that you're wrong, but don't give up. Those people are out there. You will attract them in your life who you'll have, who you can trust in your confidence, who will come to you and help you out and be able to guide you, and you will be able to guide them. All right, guys, I need you to take care of yourselves. Please be kind to one another. Keep me in your prayers. I'll forever keep you in mind. Endure, believe, rise.